At the end of my last video, I've never played Sonic CD before, and for the most part this is true. The only time I've played this game is a demo on Xbox 360 about what, like 7 years ago? Anyways, I remember next to nothing about it, so this video is going to be mostly blind, so that'll be fun. Before we get into the game, I think it's worth going over the history of how this game came into being, because I reckon it's pretty interesting, and it's kind of fucking weird. So the lead programmer, Yuji Naka, was sick of Sega Japan's corporate bullshit, so moseyed on over to Sega America, and made Sonic 2. So Sega of Japan went, fine, we can make a Sonic game without him, and they probably could, because the original plan was to port Sonic 2 over to the Sega CD. A very iconic add-on that everyone loves. Let's be real, no one really gave a shit about the Sega CD. If you do, you're lying. All 2.24 million of you. But anyways, plans for porting Sonic 2 fell through, and instead we got Sonic CD. Now for this video we're going to do something a little bit different format-wise. Instead of going through zone by zone like I have with the previous Sonic videos, I'm going to talk about this game as a whole, as like I said, this is my first time going through it. So, let's go through this game together. That'll be fun also. Now I remember back a few years ago when this game was widely considered to be one of the best Sonic games online. Nowadays opinions have somewhat shifted, but it always did have a certain, I don't know, kind of a lore to me. It almost felt like a piece of lost media to my young self. I had the Sonic Mega Collection as a kid, but for some reason I could never find the Gems Collection where you could play Sonic CD on. And one thing that really built up the appeal for this game for me was the intro animation. This is brilliant, and I fucking love the old 90s anime aesthetic. The animation was done by none other than Toei Animation, which makes sense. I mean, if you're gonna steal stuff from Dragon Ball, might as well get in the people who animate it. On the music. Among some of the extra features in the 2011 ports, you can now choose between the US and the Japanese soundtracks, and whilst I prefer the intro and the boss theme in the US version, on the whole I gotta say the Japanese soundtrack blows it out of the water in comparison. In general, I'd say the best thing this game does is its sound design actually. Not only do the songs sound great, the sound effects are so crisp in comparison to the Mega Drive games, which makes sense. I mean, a CD based add-on would do the most for sound, I guess. That's pretty, sounds like it would be the case for me. This game plays for the most part like the Sonic games that have come before. Run through the stage, collect rings, get to the goal. Simple enough, right? Wrong. All zones have a past, present and future state. Yes, time travel is a major component of this game. Now the idea is to go into the past, destroy a robot making machine and turn the future of that zone into a good one. Now I like it, it's a pretty neat concept. However, the execution of this idea is pretty goddamn messy in my opinion. Now the way you time travel is by running past a sign that says past or future, and as a little side note, the soundbite that plays when you do, future, it absolutely scared the shit out of me the first time I did it. I did not expect it. However, Sonic CD took the Back to the Future approach to time travel, meaning you have to consistently run at a fast pace in order to time travel. However, I feel this game generally just isn't designed for this. Too many times have I been running only for the level environment or enemies to completely block my way forward and losing my chance to time travel. Another issue I faced was in the times where I did build up enough speed, there's a larger chance than I'd like that you can be running along and also run past a sign just at the last second to go into a different time zone than you wanted. I'm pretty sure this is just me as well, but the time that you can get to top speed feels really inconsistent. Sometimes I can still be running, but lose speed, like just a bit, and not get enough time to time travel, and other times I can completely stop in place and still have plenty of time to. Is it like a time thing? A speed-based thing? I don't know, and I'm too lazy to look it up, but it feels inconsistent. I don't think every new addition to the game is poorly implemented though. Sonic CD actually introduces 2 new characters. One, a pink hedgehog madly in love with Sonic, with 3 quills and a hammer. Who could that be?
Why, it's Amy Rose, of course!
And Metal Sonic, a robot copy of Sonic as the name implies. In the second zone, Collision Chaos Zone, you briefly see Amy before she's kidnapped by Metal Sonic, adding a little bit of extra story from what the intro already gave us, and giving the player more motivation to take on Metal Sonic later on at Stardust Speedway. And can we talk about the names of these levels for a sec actually? I love them. I'm not exactly sure why, but they just seem to have more personality than the other classic games, and I'm all here for it. Wacky Workbench, Metallic Madness, Tidal Tempest, they're just fun to say. One thing I was quite surprised at here was the bosses. As I said in my Sonic 2 video, the bosses in that game were more or less a joke, and Sonic 1 wasn't much better. But here I found the bosses to be really unique and creative overall. They're more like puzzles than actual bosses, barring the race with Metal Sonic, but I found all of them to be really fun to work out. Another thing about this game I didn't really expect to like, the special stages. We're back to the Sonic 1 way of accessing them, getting 50 rings and jumping into a big ring at the end of the level. But instead of being taken into a vomit-inducing hellscape, we're taken to a pseudo 3D area and tasked with blowing up little UFOs, and I love it. Seriously, I don't know why this wasn't replicated more than the fucking half-pipe. Although the special stages present a little bit of a problem. You can collect all of them to get the good ending rather than blowing up all the generators, making them feel a little bit redundant, but it doesn't really matter much to me personally, as I wasn't intending to go for the 100% in this game, as I feel like, again, they do the Sonic 1 route where they give you a slightly different credit screen. It's not worth the effort. In fact, a lot of this game feels more akin to Sonic 1 than Sonic 2. The way you access special stages, a lot of the level theming, Palm Tree Panic and Tidal Tempest give me big Green Hill and Labyrinth Sun vibes, and yes, I did have a mini panic attack when I first started that level, thank you very much. It feels like a Sonic 1.5 if you will. These levels in comparison to both Sonic 1 and 2, however, feel way too chaotic for me. And what I mean by that is, for me, and a lot of places, I found it really hard to tell what was in the background and what was in the foreground, not only resulting in me running into hazards and enemies, but to be a bit of an eyesore in some places. Wacky Workbench and Metallic Madness being particularly guilty of this off the top of my head. And while I'm on it, whilst these zones are pretty fucking huge, most of them do a really good job of not feeling like mazes. Like, there's plenty of places to explore still, but the path to the goal is usually still pretty clear, except for Metallic Madness. Fuck Metallic Madness. All my homies hate Metallic Madness. Ah well, at least the ending credits song and its sequence is nice. Like, it's cute. It shows more of Sonic's heroic qualities. He saves Amy and makes sure she's okay before dashing off and watching Eggman's plans crumble around him. Like, my man got no time for that romance. He just saves Amy because he's a nice dude, not because he wants anything. Like, he just wants to vibe. Let my boy be. Beating the game also unlocks Tails as a playable character. And good god, that is an unfortunate face. Really, really nice little bonus, but if they were going to take the time to add a whole extra character, I gotta ask, why didn't they add Supersonic as well? There are 7 gems to collect. It would have been a so much more satisfying reward than a different cutscene. But oh well, seeing as that wasn't in the original game either, this is much more of a nitpick than anything, to be honest. So overall, what do I think of Sonic CD? Well, it's a hell of a mixed bag really. The modern remasters are absolutely the definitive way to play this game. Seriously, I definitely recommend getting this on modern console or PC rather than tracking down a Sega CD or Sonic Gems collection. On one hand, I really like how weird and experimental the game is, but with the game being experimental as it is, it's gonna have things that work and things that don't, and Sonic CD is definitely no exception to this. While the game is by no means perfect, I'm glad that it's now easy to pick up and play and that it's been taken out of its more obscure status, and it's now being preserved on modern systems, like I say. I like it more than Sonic 1, I don't think it's good as Sonic 2, but I'm glad that I finally got to try it out. I want to thank everyone for watching. The next video is going to be on Sonic 3 and Knuckles. After that, I'm probably going to take a little bit of a break from Sonic. I don't know yet. I'll probably decide that sort of closer to when that time comes. But we'll have to see. But I want to thank everyone for watching. Take care and goodbye.